Hey, Nish here, and today I've got a review of the Venture Electronics Monk Lite earphones, which I have over here. Now, Venture Electronics are a Taiwanese company that specialise in making cheap but good audio type equipment. They were pleasant enough to send me these for free, but they don't have any say in what I say in this review. It's all my honest opinion. With that out of the way, what these are a ludicrously cheap pair of earphones that have made quite a bit of a buzz amongst audiophiles and that kind of community. They cost just £6 or $8. They've got this classic earbud type design, and they've got a very no-frills approach to audio. We've got a really basic, cheap feeling cable, to be quite honest. It has no inline controls, no fancy frills, and you've got this classic earbud design, as I mentioned, which is kind of reminiscent of vintage or the first types of earphones that came out. They come with these foam caps to put on the driver for a little bit of extra comfort or customizability, but they do look quite cool without taking off. There's two different models. The cheaper one is 40 ohm, and that's designed for most normal devices. You've also got 120 ohm if you happen to have a headphone amplifier for some serious gear serious power to put through these. Before I move on to the pros and cons of these earphones, if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I'm kind of getting close to that 1,000 mark, and yeah, I'd really appreciate your help getting towards that goal. The first thing I have to talk about in terms of pros is sound quality, and I will say these do deliver on their promise, in my opinion, at delivering good audio quality at a low price. You've got good detail there, good instrument separation, and a good balance of the mids and highs. I would say the bass is lacking, but it's hard to expect much bass from a driver this big. The way that in-ear earphones tend to kind of hack and create bass resonance is by making a really good seal, but obviously these don't have that in-ear suction cup type design. They're just a driver sitting close to your ear. So it's unfair to compare to, say, headphones like the MDR-1As I have, but I would say it's a pretty balanced, even sound. And one thing I do like, because they're not all the way lodged in your ear, you do still have quite an open, airy kind of sound. And yeah, I enjoy listening to a variety of music and podcasts and that kind of thing. It worked really well. The other thing I like, I don't usually talk about the price in terms of a pro or a con, but the fact that these are cheap means you really don't have to worry about them. You can just, bundle them up, stash them in a pocket and not worry too much. And arguably with the whole consumerist culture and buying cheap throwaway things, it's not a great thing, but it's just nice sometimes to have audio gear or tech that you don't have to really take care of that much. Moving on to the cons, or the things you should be aware of that these don't do particularly well, the main one is going to be isolation. Obviously, it's a symptom of the design, so it's kind of harsh to call it a con, but they're just sitting in your ear. They're not going to block much passive noise from the environment around you. So if you're walking on the street and there's a lot of cars, you're not going to be able to hear much. Just bear that in mind. So they're more suited to quieter environments, maybe at home. They are going to leak a little bit. If you're listening to music very loud, they're going to seep music out into the surroundings. So be aware of that. If you're planning to listen to music really loud in a quiet environment near other people, perhaps, again, not the right choice. As far as things like workouts go, the fit is decent. Actually, I would say, I don't know why this is in the cons section. It's a decent fit. It does stay put pretty well, unless you're doing like backflips going upside down. Obviously, they're not rated waterproof or sweat-proof in any way, so they're not certified for workouts. But if you're doing some light workouts, I think they'd work pretty well. And again, it kind of goes with that cheap throwaway, stash them in your gym bag kind of vibe. So that is actually everything I wanted to say. Hope the pros and cons help you get an idea of what these earphones are like. If I were to conclude, I'd say they deliver on their promise of good audio quality at a low price. They're not suited to all applications, so depending on what you're planning to use them for, maybe they're not ideal, and maybe you prefer to have something wireless or potentially with, I don't know, sweat-proof rating or things like that. So have a think. If you're going to be doing some quiet listening, you want some good audio quality at a low price, good option. They have my seal of approval. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope this was useful. Leave any comments, your thoughts on these earphones or any other options, and I'll hopefully see you soon. And I will say, sorry, it's been a long time since I've made a video. I've actually moved country, didn't take any of my gear with me, and I've just not had a lot of free time, so I'm going to make a few odd videos here and there to try and push towards that 1,000 subscriber mark, and do stick with me, and maybe I'll return to some more regular video making in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.